What is up, you guys? It is another episode of the Sci-Fly Zone where the multiverse meets the seventh inning stretch. It's your boys, Trent and CJ, back again. And today's destination is taking us back to the DC universe as we're going to be breaking down the Supergirl trailer. And pun intended, it looks super. I'm really excited for it. I was already anticipating that this was going to look pretty cool, but yeah, it looks like exactly what it needs to be. It doesn't look like an Avengers Endgame level movie, but it definitely doesn't look like a very small movie either. It looks like we're going to be traveling to different planets, giving some backstory into the death of Krypton and some of the trauma and dark feelings that reside within Supergirl because of that.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited about this. This is going to be a huge movie for not only DC, but movies in general in 2026. It's going to be one of the biggest movies. I feel like people are going to enjoy Supergirl not only as a movie, but as a character as well. It seems like a good mix of some fun, like traveling space, like kicking ass and partying and getting drunk and stuff. But also, like you mentioned, we're going to be getting some more background on the end of Krypton, which is going to be really big too, because Supergirl does have a pretty tragic, like, backstory. Like there's a lot. It's pretty dark. A lot of the stuff that she went through. So it's going to be cool to kind of like explore that a little bit and get to know her a little bit more on screen.
Yeah, 100%. And also, this movie will probably tie into Man of Tomorrow in one way or another because Supergirl is going to be in the movie. And we will see a person in this trailer who we will also likely not see the last of. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this guy in Man of Tomorrow as well. And we will reveal who that is very shortly. But let's just say, very powerful guy.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. It's going to be so much fun.
Yep. So the trailer opens with our favorite space dog, Crypto, starting the record player by licking a bottle and having it knock the needle onto the record to start the song for the trailer. And that was just chef's kiss. I mean, like, just a perfect way to start the trailer.
James Gunn seems very particular about the songs and the music that he uses in his projects, and it seems like pretty much every time it fits the movie or the show very well. So kind of like what he did with like Guardians of the Galaxy and Peacemaker as well. Seems like this is going to be a similar story where there's going to be some pretty iconic and pretty memorable needle drops in this movie.
Yeah. And although James Gunn is not the director of this movie, he's just gonna like kind of have his hand in a little bit, just kind of
Right.
sprinkle his influence throughout. But the director of this movie, Craig Gillespie, I would argue he's most known for directing the biopic I, Tonya, or Tonya, depending on where you're from, starring Margot Robbie, depicting competitive ice skater Tonya Harding, which has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. But he also directed the 2021 Cruella remake with Emma Stone, and also will be directing the sequel as well. And not to mention the GameStop Wall Street film titled Dumb Money, featuring Seth Rogen, Shailene Woodley, Paul Dano, which, by the way, Paul, I know you won't see this, but Quentin Tarantino, he's very wrong about you, and it's probably one of his worst takes, in my opinion. You see that, CJ?
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know what he was feeling real grumpy that day. Just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and decided to completely trash talk him for seemingly no reason. And it was good to see that everybody kind of in unison was like, "Nah, you're wrong about that. Paul Dano's good."
Yeah, exactly. He's been in a lot of really good films, and I would say in some films, Paul Dano can be an acquired taste for sure, but at least he's doing something. Like he has a method. Like he's not just there, like half-assing it, and I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
So the song that's playing when the record drops is "Call Me" by Blondie, and I think that's a great tone setter for the character's first solo appearance, and I think it also like fits her personality really well too.
I totally agree. We saw in Superman, like obviously, it was Superman was a great movie on its own, but I do think the music did elevate the movie in a way. Like Punk Rocker is an iconic song now because of the way that it was implemented into that movie. And Call Me already is an iconic song. People like everybody knows that song, even if you don't know Blondie or if you don't know the name of it, you've probably heard that song. And yeah, it's going to be cool to see how the songs kind of elevate this movie as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely gonna make it a song of the summer and probably movie of the summer as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that song's probably going to be back on the charts for sure.
Yeah, and I'm still listening to Punk Rocker today.
It's such a good song, man. It's
Yep.
really good.
Yeah. So then we see Crypto peeing on a newspaper, showing Superman saving a town from a nuclear reactor explosion, while Supergirl has an article on her rescuing cats. So priorities are definitely a bit different for these characters, at least in that depiction of those articles, even though I know Superman definitely would have gotten to both the people and the cats if he could have.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What was it a squirrel that he saved
Yeah,
in Superman? Yeah, he wouldn't let any of those go.
no. But then we see Kara getting picked up by what assuming is an intergalactic Uber called a Gloober. Uh, but, we also do know that she does have her own intergalactic spaceship for, like, really long journeys, but she's a law-abiding citizen, she doesn't drive drunk, She's gonna get the Gloober.
Yep, sitting at the Uber bus stop in the middle of nowhere.
Yep, and her and her sunglasses on is pretty iconic.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. I love the wardrobes were really cool in this trailer.
Yeah, so next we see her at a bar celebrating, her 23rd birthday with a bunch of shots, but only Crypto by her side, telling Crypto that 23 should be the best year yet, even though it's definitely not a high bar to clear. Obviously hinting at all the stuff that she went at in the past.
Yeah, it's nice that she's kind of optimistic about it. It's it would be pretty tough to be optimistic if you had like gone through what she had went through. But I mean, as you mentioned, it's not a super high bar because of what she has gone through in her past, and it seems like she's in an interesting spot where like she has these terrible memories of things that happened to her, and she's partying a lot, she's drinking a lot by herself with Crypto, but I don't think he's having a drink with her. So it's gonna be she's in a weird spot right now, and it's gonna be cool to see how her character develops.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, and I think it's definitely gonna have a lot of highs and a lot of lows.
Yeah, there were definitely some mixes of tones in this trailer alone.
For sure. So, in the following scene, we get a big sky beam. You can't have a superhero movie without a big sky beam. It's mandatory at this point. But during this visual, we do hear the voice of what appears to be one of the major supporting characters in this movie, Ruthie Mary Knoll. I think that's how you pronounce the name. In the comics, she's a warrior who traveled across the cosmos with Supergirl to hunt down Krem of the Yellow Hills for killing her father in cold blood, which Mr. Krem of the Yellow Hills is actually in this movie, being played by Matthias Schoenaerts, who also has killed his chances of ever legally driving a vehicle again after his 11th driving violation conviction, including a couple of DUIs recently. So that's fun.
It doesn't mean he can't drive a spaceship. He didn't get that license taken away.
Nope. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But yeah, that's crazy though.
Yeah, that is wild. I actually did not know about that at all.
Yeah, but back to the trailer. It does seem like Ruthie is going to become friends with Kara, so I hope that she doesn't lose Ruthie during this movie because this girl has already lost so much, and I think she needs to have a girl bestie.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a snowball effect of like she's already been through so much in her life. If she befriends this person and then by the end of the movie she loses her too, like that would be brutal for her. But I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense to the character, like with everything that Supergirl has been through in the past. Like it's kind of on brand for her for that to happen to her. But I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like when you have these, forgive my wording here, but these super characters, it does seem like their goodwill and good intentions are constantly being tested, and they're constantly being tested to see if they can go over, to the dark side per se. And I feel like losing Ruthie would definitely be a test to see how far she's willing to go to like not hold back anymore. Kind of like how Spider-Man pulls his punches. I feel like if she were to lose Ruthie, she would stop pulling her punches a bit.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And that would be an interesting aspect of her character to explore. Actually, seeing that more brutal side of her.
Exactly. Later on, she says to Kara, Ruthie, I didn't know any of you were still alive, referring to the Kryptonians. And what was it like to lose everything in a day? And Kara replied, saying, Krypton didn't die in a day. Gods are not that kind. Over what appears to be either Krypton or another planet just getting eviscerated, and just one little section of it being preserved by a force field propelling it up in the air. So Do you think this is Krypton or a different planet?
Um, I think this is probably Krypton. I think that would make sense. Although I would be curious about that force field that you mentioned, like over the main part of the city, because as we know, like all of Krypton was destroyed. So maybe this could be a different planet. Maybe this could be a similar thing happening to another planet. You just got something.
What if it's Brainiac taking part of the city?
I could see
In the
that.
comics, he did take cities, shrink them down, and he did do that to Krypton. And I did theorize that in our Man of Tomorrow video that
Yeah.
Brainiac was the one that destroyed Krypton. So imagine Brainiac destroyed Krypton, and that little chunk of the city was the little piece that he took for his own.
Oh wow, yeah, you really might be onto something. Maybe it wasn't even like a force field. Maybe it was just his tech shrinking down that part of the city, and he's taking it.
Yeah,
That
because
would be
like we do see like laser beams destroying,
yeah,
like somebody is doing something to it. Like it wasn't a natural disaster. Like it was decimated by a third party per se.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I honestly, I'm going all in on Brainiac being the one destroying Krypton. I'm going all in after that visual and that connection I just made. I'm going all in on it.
I could totally see that, man. I think that would be a really good move. I mean, it would be great to like obviously Brainiac is going to be one of the biggest villains in this next phase and in the coming phases of the DCU. So if he was the one to um, do this to this planet as well, that would be huge to like boost up his intimidation factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he would be a Avengers level threat.
Yeah, he definitely would. Yeah,
But after this reply from Kara saying that the gods are not kind to Krypton being lost in a day, I mean, that's crazy. It must have been mere hours or maybe, minutes.
yeah. It must have been in seconds. It would have gone, which is kind of kind of crazy to think about.
I mean, we know it was at least enough time for Superman's parents to record a video and get it out.
Yeah, yeah, true. Maybe right when they finished stop they pressed stop recording. That's when it all went to shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It definitely went to shit. Yeah. But next we see them, Kara and Ruthie. We see them being rushed somewhere before being stopped by what looks like the DC version of the Ravagers. And she already knows that she can take these guys out pretty easily. So it's going to be cool to kind of see her fight style in this movie. She'll be doing any quips during the fight, kind of like Spider-Man. And or she'll just be like all business, like no fun. I'm just gonna beat the crap out of these guys and move on. I'm excited to see the variation if there will be any.
Yeah, it's going to be cool to see. It seems like she is pretty different to Superman, in the sense of like
Oh, for
her
sure.
personality and like her fighting style too. She's a lot more cocky than him, so I could totally see like her giving a couple like one liners while she's like beating some people up. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, and I wonder if she'll have a kill rule. I don't imagine she'll have a no kill rule.
Yeah, she would probably be. I don't think she would be as strict with a no kill rule, especially considering like what she went through in her past. Like
Yeah.
kind of that seems like it would kind of be a way for her to like get out her frustration.
Yeah, for sure. So Ruthie then asks Kara if any others on her planet have powers, and she says no, it's a pretty small group of two, which makes me wonder if like some of the movie is going to be taking place before the destruction of Krypton, or maybe she hasn't revealed if that like to Ruthie that her planet was destroyed yet, like during this scene, because Ruthie asked the question in a present tense, not in a past tense. Like she said, "Does anyone else have powers on your planet?" Not like did anyone have powers on your planet before it got destroyed. So I feel like this movie is gonna be like all over the place timeline wise, like before Superman, maybe even during Superman, and probably parts after as well.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that for sure. I believe Millie Alcock actually said, perfect casting for Supergirl. By the way, she's great.
Yeah.
She actually said that her first day filming on set, she was not in her Supergirl like uniform, and she was speaking. I believe the scene that they did was all in like that Kryptonian language, that language that they use on that planet. And so I do think that we could see some stuff. I don't know if it would be like flashbacks, maybe, or maybe we get some like exposition of like before. the planet actually does get destroyed. But I do feel like we'll get a bit of that, a glimpse into what life was like on Krypton before it was destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a few scenes of, like, people running and also, like, them walking around doing, like, some ceremonial stuff, so I do think that
Mhm.
was Krypton, and we'll probably get some of that, but, I just feel like with the type of threats that we could be potentially dealing with, like, I could totally see just more than one planet being at risk of destruction, like, not just Krypton, like, wherever else they're going, I could see, like, planets getting destroyed.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I could totally see that too.
And also Peter Safran, producer, he also confirmed the runtime is gonna be under 2 hours, so it's gonna be a relatively tight movie, but, yeah, I feel like either in regards to who she's referring to as, like, the party of 2, do you think it's gonna be more she's referring to Superman or Crypto? Because I think it's more likely it's just she's referring to Crypto because it's her dog, and it seems like her and Crypto are like buddy buddy, obviously. So I think it makes more sense that it's Crypto, but like depending on when that scene is taking place, it could be Superman.
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely a possibility that it could be Superman. It does seem like it's probably I I would lean towards it more likely being Crypto, I would assume, because like a lot of this movie is like the two of them like hanging out and going around together. So like they are a party of two. They're like the current party of two. But it also could be referencing to Superman too, because obviously he does have those powers as well, and he comes from the same planet. And I do think we're going to get several references to at least references to Superman, if not like an on-screen cameo, kind of like what Supergirl was in the Superman movie.
Mhm. So next we see a ship getting destroyed, and at the same time, Kara's looking into Crypto with tears in her eyes, and he doesn't have his cape on. Crypto better not die, man, or I'm gonna lose it.
If anything happens to Crypto, I'm going to be pissed. I'm not. That's not okay. I'm not going to be okay with that.
Like,
Protect that dog.
yeah, like if every single movie Crypto is in, if they're just gonna put him in danger as like a plot device, I'm gonna be pissed because I don't just want to watch this dog being in danger all the time. I want to see him doing fun stuff.
Yeah, get some more like that scene of him like hanging out at the in the pet shop like with the toys in the Superman movie. Like give us more of that. I really enjoy that.
Exactly. And we finally get a shot of Jason Momoa's Lobo. He looks so good, and this guy's supposed to be as powerful as Superman. So he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. And it's really cool that Jason Momoa is playing this character. I mean, CJ, I think you told me he really, really wanted to play this character after the DC universe got rebooted.
Yeah, it was pretty much as soon as James Gunn was announced as like the forefront of this new project, he texted James Gunn directly like I'm Lobo, effing Lobo, I think. So, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what he said, like all caps. It's and honestly, it was the right decision. He seems like the perfect casting for this too. He's going to be really great to see, and the fact that he is playing this character that, like you said, is as powerful as Superman or should be as powerful as Superman is huge. Like he's going to be playing a big role not only in this, but like as you said, and probably Man of Tomorrow as well, and like other projects in the future.
Yep. And he obviously looks the part as well per usual. I mean, he's got muscles. Yeah, he looks huge. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a big guy.
Yeah. So then Ruthie then asks Supergirl what Superman is like over a shot of Supergirl sonic booming into the atmosphere. And she replies with such a good line. He sees the good in everyone. I see the truth.
Oh,
Bars.
so good, so good. And I think that that also shows like the different dynamics that she has compared to Superman. Like she is not Cal. She is not. They are not the same person. She's not as like naive as he is. I would say he's a pretty naive character. I'd say. So yeah, I mean this was a great line. It's a really good tone setter for how this movie's going to play out. I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the differences between the two. And do you think we'll see Superman in this movie?
I think that there's a chance we do. Yeah, I think.
I'm going
Um,
20%.
what was that? 20%.
20% chance.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That's
But not in a post-credit scene, though, I'm saying in the
mhm.
movie.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty decent chance that we do see him in the movie. Honestly, it could. I don't know how much he would play into the plot, or if he's going to be like a big role in like how the like what happens in the movie, or if he's going to be um like more so like a cameo, kind of like what how she was in the Superman movie. But yeah, I think that would be really cool if we got to see them both on screen again together.
Yeah, for sure. And I cannot really conjure up a way as to how it would happen right now, but I'm just saying I would like to see it happen.
Yeah, yeah, I would too.
Yeah. So then we see her taking out 10 to 12 guys in her classic red and blue suit, looking awesome before the trailer cuts and we get that June 26, 2026 release date. A lot of twos and sixes going on. I think it like do you think there's intention behind that?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even like really recognize that, but I that totally could be like a hidden message or something. I feel like a lot of people like to like drop little hints or like breadcrumbs into trailers or into like release dates, and then like you don't find out until later on. Like there was actually some purpose to that. So yeah, I could see that happening for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows, let us know, but that's all we got from the trailer, and it was a really cool trailer. It definitely gave us enough to be excited about it, but not too much to, you know, spoil the whole movie, which I'm thankful for. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and hopping on the Brainiac train. Let's go.
yes,
Let's go.
absolutely. Yep.
Brainiac destroyed Krypton. That's what it is.
Man, if you're right about that, that's a really good. So
Yeah,
that's a
like
really good movie.
if I see Brainiac like laying waste to Krypton, and honestly, like it would be even more crazy if they like didn't even show like necessarily him doing it, but like something that alluded to it being him. Like it would be
Yeah,
cool to kinda still leave it in mystery, and I feel like that would make more sense considering he's gonna be the main villain in Man of Tomorrow, so I feel like to kinda set it up a bit, they can still kinda leave it in mystery, but, like, allude to it, like, not have his ship say, like, Brainiac Corporation or whatever, but you know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. Like we look at it and we go, that has to be Brainiac, right? That's got to
Yeah,
be Brainiac. And like maybe he's not like on screen, like or maybe he doesn't show up on screen. Maybe they wait until Man of Tomorrow for his like on screen re debut. But yeah, I mean, if we got a hint at it being him, that would be super exciting.
yeah, what if they confirm the casting for Brainiac a little bit before Supergirl comes out, and then, like, maybe he just voices something?
Yeah, yeah, I think that would be really cool. That would be awesome. And then I mean, maybe they wouldn't like put a scene like that in the next trailer, but I think if we did like hear his voice in whether it be the trailer or in the movie, I think that would be great for like building more excitement around the character because he's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I'm also just excited to see how Lobo plays into all of this because he's supposed to be a big force. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play into things.
Yeah, man, it's going to be really cool. And I wonder if do you think there's a chance we see a Green Lantern or two in this? Because this is gonna be
I
like
would
a
like it.
space adventure. It's gonna be a space adventure movie. Green Lantern, the Lantern show is coming out at the end of summer. This one's coming out at like the beginning of summer. And one of the co-writers for this, Tom King, is also working on the Lanterns project. So there could be some correlation there. Not sure, but I mean, it wouldn't be difficult to like throw in a couple Green Lanterns there.
Yeah, maybe like a B or C string lantern.
Yeah, yeah, like the chipmunk.
Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, uh, a chipmunk lantern,
Yeah,
pretty cool. And honestly, Kara would probably love it.
yeah, she would get along very well with
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, that is the Supergirl trailer. If we get any more stuff, we'll definitely cover it. And guys, we're supposed to be getting an Avengers Doomsday trailer soon. We're gonna cover it. And we are gonna break down every microfiber of detail in that trailer.
For every minute that trailer is, this video will be an hour of
Yeah.
that. And I can't wait for an actual non AI Doomsday trailer because it seems like more and more they're just people making like trailers with AI of things that are absolutely not going to happen. So it's going to be cool to see something that actually will happen in the movie. I'm excited about that.
Exactly. Me too. So, yeah, if you guys are excited for that, make sure to tune in for that breakdown. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Please drop a like, drop a comment. If there's any other topics that you want us to cover, feel free to put that in there. But yeah, this has been the Sci-Fi Zone. Peace.